When Brown gave us the update this next guy was coming on, it made me it fired me up because I know he's as happy as anybody in America.
He is the great Charles Barkley, Hall of Famer, great Auburn man and great Auburn fan, seeing his Auburn Tigers head to the Final Four. I do envision, though, Charles, when he gets a text from me about coming on the show, it's like those Blake Griffin commercials. He just he buries his head in his hands.
He's just glad it wasn't me.
Yeah, we're like the Blake Griffin commercial for you, aren't we, Charles?
Hey, yeah, by the way, before we get into this, is Blake Griffin like the fun guy that he seems like he would be, going back to some of the roast he's done and some of the commercials he does?
You know what's interesting? I've only got to know Blake in like the last year. He came to Tahoe for the first time, and we spent time together. And he says, "I got to tell you this. I've spent more time with you than I could. I don't even think we had ever met, to be honest with you." And he says, "You're actually a really nice guy." I said, "Well, thank you." He says, "I just want you to know I've hated you my whole career." Because he took personal, because I thought he should have been a better rebounder. I said, a guy that explosive should be averaging double digits in rebounds. He's a terrific player. But I said, yo, man, you got to get me more than 6, 7 rebounds the way you jump. And we spent time in Tahoe together. Then we spent time down at the match. And we've actually become really good friends. And I told him, I said, yo, man, do not take things I say or any person on television personally. I've never taken a personal shot at a player. Now, I said, yeah, I criticize guys. That's my job, to be honest. But, dude, I think you're a heck of a player, and we've actually become really good friends. And he's been sending me finger emojis like every day this weekend. Every time he sent me the finger like 22 times. Every time we go to a Blake Griffin commercial, I take a shot at him.
So I listen. We all grew up in this state, Charles, and to see Auburn go to the Final Four 2 times, I don't think I would have ever thought that was possible. You played at the program. Can you put into words? We were just talking about this. I don't know if people nationally can appreciate what Bruce Pearl has done here, taking this program to the Final Four twice.
Well, I think I've said it. What Bruce Pearl has done for Auburn is just unimaginable in my eyes. I never thought Auburn would make it to their first Final Four. And I want to give Nate Oates his flowers, too. I never thought Alabama would make it to the Final Four. What these 2 guys have done for the state of Alabama is incredible. You know, it got to the point Bruce did such a good job. People have been disappointed the last couple of years. Can you imagine? Think about that. That's how far we've come with Bruce, that Auburn made it to March Madness the last couple of years, and our fans have been disappointed. That just tells you what a terrific job he has done. And to get these guys back to the Final Four, and first of all, be the #1 overall seed, I just want to say thank you to Bruce and his entire staff. And obviously the players are important. But I don't think any of these players on that team he took to the Final Four, it was 19?
Yep.
So to be this consistent, man, shout out to Bruce Pearl and his staff.
Chuck, I might be completely off. I've just got a feeling this might be it for Bruce. He's 65 years old, another Final Four. The obvious transition would be Stephen. Are you a guy that endorses Stephen Pearl if Bruce is done this year, next year, and the next couple of years?
Oh, yeah, I like Stephen a lot. I think they are 2 peas in a pod. Listen, if Auburn won a national championship and Bruce Pearl walked away, you can't go out better than that. I mean, listen, first of all, he can coach. He can coach as long as he wants to. You know, I think that Final Four the first time got him a lifetime job at Auburn, and he deserved it. But hypothetically, if Auburn wins the national championship and Bruce walked away, it would be that, you know, you talk about dropping the mic. You can't do it any better than that. I'm trying to think. You know, there's a couple players. I know John Elway did it as a player. I think Jerome Bettis did it as a player. But I don't remember a coach leaving after he won the national championship in any sport, to be honest with you. So like I say, this is all conjecture. But if Auburn wins the national championship and Bruce retired, that'd be an amazing walk off and pass the torch to his son.
Yeah, that would be good. We're big fans of Steven as well. I'm interested. Okay, now you're to the Final Four. It's all one seeds. Auburn's the number one overall seed in the tournament, but they're the betting long shot to win the Final Four.
That's only because, I thought Auburn was the best team that I saw play early, most of the season. But then when Florida came down and spanked them, that's the first I started really watching Florida. That's the only reason, because I think Florida's probably going to be. That might be a pick'em game. I haven't looked at any point spreads. I came back to my house in Philly today, to drop off all my damn dirty clothes. So I left New York about 5 o'clock this morning. It's like a 2-hour drive. So I'm just waking up to drop off dirty clothes, and I'm flying to Arizona, home to my house in Arizona tomorrow to play golf for 3 days. So I haven't seen. Y'all got the points?
Yeah, Florida's 2.5.
2.5 Florida. They're
See,
favorites.
I thought, and they only giving them the advantage because they beat Auburn in the jungle, which is a very difficult place to play. What's the line on the Duke game?
4.5.
Duke,
So
4.5.
I tell you what, I need to know two things before I answer any real questions about the game. Johni's elbow and ankle and Chad's wrist. Those are two things that I need to know before I get to San Antonio Friday. And I'll talk to Bruce in the next couple of days. I know they got a lot going on. I don't like to bother him, but I'll call and check with him and see, hey, how's Johni's arm and ankle, and how's Chad's wrist doing? But man, Auburn's gonna have to play much better than they did when against Florida. They're gonna have to play much better than they did at that time.
Charles Barkley is with us as Auburn Tigers getting ready to play Florida. There's so much familiarity, and I don't know how this plays into it, but obviously Todd Golden is almost like part of the Pearl family, Charles, which makes it kind of a cool storyline. But, boy, I mean, these teams are so familiar with one another.
Yeah, I wouldn't be worried about Coach Golden. I'd be worried about that damn Clayton boy.
He can play, Danny. He can play.
Well, they were beat, Chuck. They were beat. They were 95% beat the other night.
I said on the show, yo, man, that's going to be a long trip back to Lubbock, Texas, because there's no way Florida should have won that game. And Texas Tech outplayed them, outmanned them, and, they missed those two front end of 1-and-1s. And then Mr. Clayton, first of all, the other kid, I forget his name, he hit the first three that started the Florida run. I think his number is 10. I can't remember his name. He hit a three from the right wing. That started the whole thing. And then that allowed Mr. Clayton to do his thing. But, man, Donaway, if I'm Texas Tech, we flat out blew that game. Flat out blew that game.
So Johni Broome is the best player on Auburn's team, but the most talented, I think, is Pettiford. Coming off the bench, true freshman. I said earlier, just based on his size, the size alone reminds me of Iverson, but is there a game that Pettiford, it kind of resembles for you?
Oh, man, we were talking about that the other day. He reminds me of this lefty. I forget who it was. Reminds me a lot of him, but I can't think of his name, Coach. Man, my head is spinning from watching basketball for the last 3 weeks. But he's got a bright future. This is going to be a very interesting Final Four, because I don't think anybody would be shocked if any of the 4 teams won. I mean, the committee got it right. These were the 4, and I thought these were the 4 best teams all year. I thought when I looked at these teams, I probably saw each one of these teams probably played 10 times. I'm like, these are the 4 best teams. So it's going to be very interesting Saturday, because I don't think there's going to be a shock, because that second half Auburn played Friday night was incredible. If they play like that Friday, like they played that second half Friday. They're gonna win. That was incredible. Because I was, man, you talking about getting nervous. When we were down like 9 or 10, I'm like, holy smoly. And then we went on this run, and it was beautiful and beautiful to watch. Probably Pettiford was doing his thing. Denver Jones, he made some big plays. So, man, it's going to be an exciting Final Four. I cannot wait to get to San Antonio. I know because I tell y'all, are y'all coming to San Antonio?
We are going to be there covering. We don't know who's going yet, but Taylor Corn will definitely be there. Yes, for us.
Yeah, you know. Let me tell something. Let me look into the camera and tell people something right now. I don't have any tickets. Can't get tickets. I don't have tickets. I've gotten 32 messages from people. Because I turned my phone off last night because I was out celebrating with the CBS people. When I woke up this morning around 4 o'clock to drive back to Philly, I was like, yo, man, I got 32. No, I don't have tickets. Y'all can get them anywhere you want to, but I don't have tickets. So I'm glad I got that out the way.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm good on tickets. I got credentials. I need a place to stay. You got a double bed?
Listen, man, there's never been a time I've been drunk enough I want to roll over and see you in a bed next to me. Listen, man. No
Never?
disrespect. You know how much I like to drink. I've never been drunk enough and want to roll over and see your face in bed or across the bed with me. Under no circumstances is that survivable.
Dunaway looks at Charles and says, what are you thinking about? So tell me what you're thinking
But
about.
he does like playing Little Spoon. He likes Maggie to be Big Spoon. So
Well, I tell you what, if he was in my room, he's going to be Little Spoon.
Dunaway's lost a lot of weight. He's not like those big booty San Antonio
so
women.
you said he'll be a spinner?
oh no.
At least order some waffles. Come on.
Yo, I'm black, Donaway. We eat pancakes. We don't do waffles.
Black Dunaway.
It is.
Okay, black people don't eat waffles. We eat
I
pancakes.
didn't know that was a black and
Just
white.
because
wait.
we've lost it. Yeah, go ahead.
No, chicken. Well, I mean, I'm not trying to stereotype here, but I think chicken and waffles is pretty popular. I love it. It's pretty popular in the black community.
Roscoe's doesn't have chicken and pancakes.
Am I wrong about that?
Yeah. You know what? I have never got into that chicken and waffle thing, and I love fried chicken. I love fried chicken, but I've never did the waffle thing. I've never, and I know there are some places called. Stop calling me. I know a lot of people like chicken and waffles. I've never been a fan of that.
Okay, because Brown brought it up, have the San Antonio women gotten better looking or skinnier?
They good looking. They just big. You can be big and attractive.
Yeah.
You know what?
You have been drunk enough for that, though.
You know what they always say, Donaway? You can't drink them. You can't drink them thin, but you can drink them pretty. Don't forget that.
All right, Charles, congrats to your Auburn Tigers. I know you're very proud and enjoy San Antonio. We always appreciate the time with you.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. I'm so proud of those kids, man. And hey, shout out, I want to give Coach Freeze some love too, man. I know he's battling some stuff right now. I talked to him, sent him a couple messages. I want to wish Coach Freeze the best with his health. But, man, congratulations to Bruce Pearl and those kids, and I cannot wait to get to San Antonio.
Yep. Well, we look forward to seeing you there. Thank you, Charles. Take care, buddy. Safe travels.
All right, brother. Y'all be safe.
All right, man. Thank you. Charles Barkley with us on the Shannara Hotline. Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys brings you Charles Barkley with us there.